Remember when walkie-talkies were cool as a kid? Like you would use it with your brother and they were standing like 2 feet away from you, like completely pointless. And then sometimes you would get like a little bit of interference and it was like truck drivers complaining about like having like some sweaty cheeks because they've been driving all day. I don't know. I think walkie talkies were cool until they weren't. It was kind of like the laser pointer. Remember when that was a thing and you would go around like blinding people and just blinding your best friends and stuff? Those were the good old days. Anyways, all jokes aside, in today's video, I thought that we would recap just a bunch of random nonsense happening in the action figure community right now. It's mostly just promotional images. We don't have like any pre-order windows or any pre-order images. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to circle back around and I guess talk about them again, but some of these are really cool and I decided to, talk a little bit about them. So most of these, like I said, some of them are leaks, some of them are new information. And so I just wanted to kind of throw it out there and make you guys aware of exactly what it is that is happening. So there are some DC multiverse. There's a bunch of DC stuff happening at the moment. The biggest one obviously being that Batmobile from the Reeves Batman universe. This looks absolutely phenomenal. It's a leaked image, I think, from a convention somewhere. I saw it, I believe, on Toy News International, but I believe it's from Aragon, which is, I don't know, some sort of user on Reddit. And the images do the figure or the vehicle no justice. I'm sure once we actually get it in hand, it's going to look absolutely brilliant. But this is one of those Batmobiles that we weren't 100% sure that we would get, especially with McFarlane losing the DC license next year. There's no confirmation on the price point, but there have been a lot of people speculating that this could be around the $80 price point. Now, this is, I think I saw the box and I think it might have said something like a gold label exclusive. So I'm not sure what it's going to be exclusive to. Is it Target? Is it Walmart? Is it Amazon? I think a lot of the vehicles have been showing up on Amazon, so that's a very strong possibility. And let's be brutally honest, I could easily see this being like some sort of, or there being an alternate version of this. Like maybe we get a normal version and then there's like an SDCC exclusive with like, like a stand or something with some crazy light up features or something insane like that, or some crazy sound effects that the vehicle makes. Maybe, I don't know, but I just don't feel like he's going to do this figure or this Batmobile, sorry, on its own. I think it's definitely going to have some reuse later down the road. So definitely keep an eye on that. There's also a new Arkham City Nightmare Edition Batman coming out soon. And I'm not going to waste any more saliva. I'm not going to waste any more of your time essentially roasting these ridiculously ugly looking figures. Why would I do that? It's essentially just the exact same figure with the exact same accessories, the exact same body mold, just in a different color palette. It's gold and black. It's ugly. I know it's supposed to be like some sort of nightmare version of Batman, but this just doesn't make any sense out there. And I know there are a lot of McFarlane simps out there. There are a ton of content creators that love doing that thing where you're supposed to ignore ugly stuff like this. But I'm just not one of those people, okay? If something is ugly, if McFarlane is doing absolute nonsense for no reason, I'm going to call him out on it. It just is what it is. I'm not one of those people that is just going to ignore buffoonery like this. Not to mention this particular body mold, if I'm not mistaken, this is like the old McFarlane tech, so the articulation on this figure is absolutely horrendous. It's ugly. I don't know who's going to buy this. If you're interested, keep an eye on it because I think it's showing up overseas, like in Canada. Well, I guess Canada isn't overseas, but you get what I'm saying. It's showing up in other countries, so I think eventually we'll see a US release. This is ugly. If you want it, go ahead. I'm not going to judge you. Well, I might judge you in the back of my mind, but I'm not going to do it like in your face or anything because that would be rude. I'll probably do it over a walkie-talkie, okay? How about that? McFarlane also showed off his Nightwing 2.0 version, which I guess there was a different alternate version for Nightwing that was all black. I actually like this suit and the color palette much better than the original one because the original one didn't have enough paint. It's pretty straightforward. I like the character and the body mold and the design overall and the source material, but I just didn't love how boring and plain the original one looked. I think this one is more appealing to me. I'm not sure what it is, but I just love the color palette on it. I'm not sure if that's a brand new head sculpt. It could potentially be, even if it's just a repaint and a re-release. This is the kind of stuff that I like to see from McFarlane. It's adding value if you want different versions, and I think both of them kind of make sense depending on which version of Nightwing you want in your display. But I really like this. I'll be brutally honest with you guys. Hopefully it comes with an action figure stand though. This is a character that is, well, at least in the promotional images, he's always flying, so it would make sense to get a stand with him. Just saying. Then there's that black and yellow Troika Batman. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm not 100% sure. I actually had to look this up because I'm not too familiar with the source material. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an expert on this. I guess this is like after the events of Nightfall, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Google has misled me before, okay? I'm just going off of what Google said. But here's the thing. I actually like the color palette. I love the head sculpt. I love the little bat ears and how pointy and long they are. And as I said, that black and yellow aesthetic, it just fits Batman so perfectly. It reminds me of like the old Michael Keaton Batman. Not to mention, it appears to have a wired cloth cape, and that's, I just want more of that, McFarlane. Stop giving us ugly plastic capes. This, I think, will look perfect in any display. We don't know about accessories. We don't know about price points, collector's edition line, DC Multiverse line, DC Direct, page punchers. I have no idea. But from the promotional image, this might be a Batman that I look into getting. It looks absolutely brilliant. And then we have the Night Quest Azrael Batman action figure. And I think I've covered this maybe like a handful of times already. I'm going to assume, because I don't have the original Azrael Batman figure, I'm going to assume that this is just a different color palette, a repaint of the original. But I will say, I actually really like that body mold. I don't know why I've never picked up this particular version of Batman, but I actually like the color palette here. I think almost every version that they've had kind of just fits like an aesthetic. It fits into like a little corner in your display. So I could easily see people picking up like every color variation to this particular suit. I actually really like it. And as I said, I just like the body mold. I like the design of it. I love the source material. And so I think because of that, I can definitely see it in multiple different colors without like completely losing my mind, compared to like the Nightmare Arkham Asylum or the Arkham Knight action figure, which just looks absolutely hideous. You see where I'm going? Like, if the body mold is there, if the tech is there, if it's a cool aesthetic, good source material, I'm going to be in on it. And I feel like this one is just a prime example of that. And then I completely missed out on this, not because I have like a vendetta against McFarlane, because, you know, I loves me some McFarlane. Okay, he's our savior. He's like the equivalent of what Chuck Norris was to people back in the 80s. He's like my John Wick, okay? But seriously, I tried making like an all SDC exclusive video not too long ago, and guess what McFarlane did? Yeah, he decided to release this particular, or these images and this particular information a day after I had uploaded that video. How dare he, right? I'm completely irate as well. But yeah, so I did upload the all SDCC exclusive video, and then he decides to throw up this information about, I guess there's going to be a Beast Boy that's an SDCC exclusive. Pretty cool, right? I mean, I'll be brutally honest with you guys. I've been a little bit disappointed that he's kind of disrespected the Teen Titans up to this point. I know he made like an animated style Cyborg not too long ago, and then he just completely forgot about that wave. And I know we've kind of gotten certain characters from the Teen Titans, but most of them don't really fit like my prototypical version. I want to see the animated style. Obviously, even if we get like Teen Titans Go, I'd be okay with that, okay? But seriously, you're getting a Beast Boy. If you guys are interested, I think this is going to retail for $39.99. I'm not sure why. It doesn't come with like a plethora of different accessories. I think it's just because it's an SDCC exclusive. I think that's about it. But yeah, if you guys are interested, Beast Boy will be available at SDCC. And next time, McFarlane, please make sure to give me some time to upload this video with your SDCC exclusives, okay? Because I uploaded the video and they didn't include McFarlane. That's an absolute crime against humanity, okay? But seriously, guys, I just wanted to do like an absolute news dump on you guys, because honestly, I'm gonna have to circle back around and talk about these figures, because guess what? They're just weird teaser images. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't like the way that McFarlane has just set up. Like, we'll see like some random digital renders at a convention, like, you know, a few months ago or a year ago, and then like within the next few months we'll see random promotional images, and it's just like one image. It's, you know, a pretty good shot. It actually accentuates the figure extremely well, but then it's like you have to wait another few months to actually get the figure with all the accessories. You get more information. Is it a DC Direct? Is it a page punchers, a collector's edition line? What's going on? We just don't know. It's like just one image of the figure, and it's usually like he does this thing where it's sometimes the promotional images just like the figure from the waist up. Why do that? We don't get to see his feet, his ankle joints. What's going on here? Are you hiding something? I don't know, but seriously, there are a ton of new figures being announced from McFarlane and just in general DC, especially with the new James Gunn Superman film right around the corner. I think a lot of different collectibles or a lot of different manufacturers are doing just DC collectibles in general, and I absolutely love it. But as I said, this is just kind of a random video talking about some random reveals and releases. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. It's not too intense, it's not too epic, it's kind of just like, you know, here's this, here's that. We'll talk about it later because we don't have all the information. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and as always, make sure to enjoy the hobby. And I will say, you know, when I say stay tuned, I mean stay tuned, okay? Because we are uploading on a daily basis, which is kind of hard sometimes. You know, life happens, work is crazy. You know, there was a time frame there, like for a couple of years where I was like working 2 jobs, and it gets really intense. But, you know, honestly, I appreciate you guys sticking around, leaving a comment, letting me know your thoughts. You know, it always motivates us to continue uploading content. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.